My biggest regret about living in Korea is I've realized over the past 2 years that I have not been taking the time to actually live in Korea. And what I mean by that is I've been here 7 years and still a lot of the times I still feel like I'm a tourist. Like I live here, I do things that I enjoy, stuff like that, but I haven't taken full advantage of everything that Korea has to offer. Like I was talking to one of my friends the other day and they ended up telling me that they went and they got their license, they were about to buy a car, like all this stuff. And I'm like, why have I not done those things yet? And I think it's because every year I'm like, okay, this will be my last year in Korea and I'm gonna move somewhere. But looking at the state of the United States, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon.
I call this, and I'm surprised because I know this, I don't know him personally. I've seen his videos, I followed some of his journey. He seems to have more of a long-term mentality. I didn't know he actually thought about leaving Korea every year. But this is what happens when you have a short-term mentality in Korea. You suffer. When you come to Korea, even if you think you are leaving in a year, you must have a long-term mentality to get the best experience and to thrive. If you just say, yo, I'm here for a year, I'm just here to party, to have fun, 7 out of 10 of those people end up staying longer than 1 year. And I would say a lot of those people end up staying longer than 5 years. You must have a long-term mentality. When you have a short-term mentality and you're in Korea, you always say, I'm going to leave the next year, I'm going to leave the next year. You don't get any benefits of building a foundation. You get none of the benefits of building a foundation. Do you know how many gatherings and invites I get? Oh, leaving Korea, and then a few months later, oh, I'm staying for another year. That means you never studied the language. You never said, okay, let me get my better visa. You never said, okay, let me get my credentials up to be better. And you just end up in the same loop, same mediocrity. I'm not saying him. You do the same mediocrity things because, oh, I'm leaving next year, And then 5, 10, 12 years later, you're here doing the exact same thing you were doing when you first got here. And a lot of those people are depressed and miserable. Maybe this is why a lot of foreigners here are just angry. He doesn't come off that way at all. And I'm very surprised when I'm hearing this now because I thought he was going to be here more long term and had that mentality.
But I want to do those things. Like I want to get my license here. I want to get a car or a little Vespa or something like that. Start joining more clubs and become more active in the community. And I feel like I do these things here and there. Oh my fucking God. I know there's so many more things that I could be taking advantage of while I'm living here. So if you live in Korea and you want to start doing more stuff, like hit me up, like invite me. Like I need to get my life together here. My biggest
This is the equivalent of a midlife crisis. Korea version. Because, very young guy, he's not old enough to have a midlife crisis. But it's a midlife crisis in Korea. It is the equivalent. Because I think as a foreigner, we all go through this, especially with the language. Like, yo, I've been here 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and my Korean is still basic. I've been through this with the language itself. But I've always kept a long-term mentality. And because of that, I was able to thrive. One of the reasons why I made this channel and try to keep you guys up to date, especially with the news and visa rules, trends, because these are things that you should be doing in your home country. You got to be up to date with what's going on. You got to be privy to what's going on. I've seen this so many times with my friends. Oh, Korea's whack. Korea's this. Korea's that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. It's the same song for like 5 years. And you wasted 5 years because you have no goals, no aspirations. Your only aspirations was to leave. And you've never done it. You've never done it. When you come to Korea, for people who plan to come here or already here. Learn the language, learn the culture. Even if you think you're leaving, still do those things. It will be a much better experience.